YouTube! Welcome to the best ball draft for 2021. Listen, this is the first video I've done so far where I am actually filming the video before I film the introduction. So, with that being said, I have a strategy in my head that I kind of want to do in this best ball draft. Let me break down the format. 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 3 flex positions, and 10 bench players. I think this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys a 0 RB strategy. And not the 0 RB strategy that you've seen for a while. Follow a guy on YouTube, gotta give a shout out to him, named Ron Stewart, who did a video on this the other day. I want to do a true 0 RB strategy, which is you're not drafting an RB until rounds 7, 8, 9. You're avoiding the dead zone of RBs, which is rounds 3 through 6, loading up on these wide receivers, I want a wide receiver 2 that'll finish like a top 20 wide receiver in my 3rd flex spot. No one else probably will have that. So I want positional advantages everywhere else, and I'm kind of just going to stream these running backs, the Ronald Joneses of the world, the J.D. McKissicks of the world, just hoping that one of them hits on a weekly basis. And then I should be good to go, honestly. This is not my typical get your running backs early and often strategy. I want to do a true RB0 strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, if I'm sitting here and Ezekiel Elliott falls to me at the 8th spot, I'm going to have a hard time passing on that. So I don't know what's going to truly happen. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I am going to go to the 0 RB and see what happens. Draft starts in 3 minutes. I need to give a shout out to my sister-in-law. We were at her grandmother's house last night. The family was drinking and having a good time. And we had a bet, ping pong bet, and whoever lost had to do a double shot of bourbon. So shout out to Hannah for, putting me over the edge last night. I feel like I was at that perfect drinking level where I wake up and feel just perfect. And that double shot definitely put me over the edge. And now I know that I drank last night. So shout out to Hannah. Thanks for that. She whooped my ass. YouTube, she whooped my ass. So, anyway, back to fantasy football. We got 2 minutes to the draft now. Hope you all have a good day. We're going to dive in. I'm going to try to give some analysis on each of these picks. I don't know if these other guys have been going for it usually or doing their homework for this kind of draft. We've never really done this format with this type of roster construction. There's no defense, no kicker. Hopefully they're not trying to do the same thing I am and have the same mindset as me, because I really want Deonte Adams to fall to me. I think he's on a tier of wide receivers that's unmatched with Rodgers in town. Another thing with best ball is you do want to be able to stack players from the same team. So if I do get Ezekiel Elliott, then I'm going to push hard for Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott with that whole offense. That's kind of what we're going to do. This draft should be starting soon. We'll dive in. I expect the first 5 picks to be your typical running backs. CMC, Dalvin, Kamara, Derrick Henry, and, in my opinion, Ezekiel Elliott. Then it's everybody else. So we'll dive in. Woo! You guys watch any preseason football last night? Bengals were on. I have a lot of friends who are Bengals fans. They're all asking if BJ is awake. So BJ, I hope you're awake, man. You're the only person not in this draft. We're getting going. On the clock. CMC, fastest pick on the board. BJ's in the arrows in here. Yep. Come on, get Kamara off that board for him. Let's go. We're rolling. Get Big D. Get Big D. Derrick Henry off the board. Let's go. Running backs fly off the board in this format, or just any fantasy football draft in general. The premise behind the another zero RB strategy is there are probably true 5 top of the line running backs. Even I would say Christian McCaffrey by himself, honestly, where his workload and just his overall production when he's healthy. I mean, he averages like 27 points a game. No one matches that. It's even 5 more points a game than Dalvin Cook. So you have C-Mac up there. But the thing about these running backs are they all end up injured. It's sad to say, but they take a beating in these games, and then you're stuck picking up people off waivers. So kind of your goal is to possibly hit on some of those injuries and guess. It's a little bit of guesswork. Load up on those handcuff running backs, and then your team's sitting pretty at the end of the year, especially in these best ball drafts when you don't even have to predict it. You are just literally letting the computer set your lineup for you in these best ball drafts. They enter the best players into your lineup for that week. This is going to work out perfect, guys. So I'm loading up on. I got Deonte. We're going 0 RB. See, look, this is exactly what I expected. I expected everyone to kind of zig, and I'm going to zag out of it, and I'm loading. We'll see if anyone else is loaded. I hope he doesn't take Kelsey. If Kelsey comes back to me, I'm snagging that easy. Give me Devontae. Give me Kelsey. We're ripping off. Ripping off the production here. See what BJ does. Kind of shared my strategy with kind of psycho, doesn't it? Look at there. So I got the best, in my opinion, tight end and the best wide receiver. And we're just going to load these running backs up. I don't have to touch tight end. I don't have to touch anything for a while. That's a pretty big reach for Patrick Mahomes out early because you do get 3 quarterbacks on your roster. Unless he had like Tyreek Hill already or something, you get the stack. But this is new for everybody, so I won't talk so much crap. But you do get 3. I guess you can take as many quarterbacks as you want and put your best in the lineup. So chances are one quarterback's going to get 20 to 25 points a game if you drafted well. There's going to be some league setting questions. We'll see what's going on here. So the running backs fly off the board. Going to back second, I see a little run of receivers. Looks like BJ might be going to 0 RB strategy. I should not have shared my strategy with him. It would have been a debate in my head if Tyreek Hill would have been there. Devontae, Tyreek Hill is pretty volatile. I like their upside. I like how well they produce on a week-to-week basis. Kamara, Hopkins is a hell of a start. Zeke Diggs, hell of a start. Henry Metcalf, hell of a start. I mean, obviously, these first 2 rounds, everyone's going to be sitting pretty, especially in a 10-man league. I like old Najee Harris this year. He's locked and loaded for 300 to 350 touches. The old Justin Jefferson, Brown combo, volatile. What I'm looking at right now is I hope Terry McLaurin drops to me. Let's just take a look at what else is left here. Mixon's sitting there too. If Mixon for some reason drops to me, I might have to snag out. It's pretty good value at the end of the 3rd round. But there's a lot of Bengals fans in here. I don't think he's going to drop. He's in line for a lot of touches. Let me start thinking. So I got the receiver. So Aaron Rodgers is definitely on my radar. Remember, stack. Woo! I think Fryman's going to take Mixon as my guess. I should have put a quicker shot clock on this. Shout out to Monster, man, keeping me alive this morning so I can produce some content with you and see how this goes. All right, boy. Come on, pick. Not life or death. I am kind of surprised that Waller and Kittle are still on the board. Kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm going to be semi-pissed off if I could have got Waller at this 3-8, but I think he's going to go off the board. It says Ephraim and 10's not there. Oh, he's back. So he must have lagged out or something. So good thing I did have that 20-second shot clock. Now he's gone again. Computer auto pick for him. And Joe Mixon. All right, so I'm not as mad because Waller's off the board. Yep. All right, so I'm good. I would have lost all my stuff. Keenan Allen sitting there. Do I roll the dice and try to get Terry McLaurin on the turn? God, I love Keenan Allen's upside with just love it. Fallon's there, I'm taking him. I'm all right with either. I'm all right with those three up there, Keenan, Terry, or Allen Robinson. I feel like they're on their tier of their own. Let's just check out the running backs. No, thank you. Tempting, but no, thank you. Do I think he's going to reach for Keenan Allen? BJ might. I think I'm going to go McLaurin if he's there. I think McLaurin's the way to go. Upside. I think Keenan Allen's safer, but I think McLaurin has that more boom or bust potential, and I want that boom. Boom, 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 baby. Lock me loaded, baby. So we are successfully doing the 0 RB strategy so far. Look at this. Wait until you see my roster at the end. I've done so many mock drafts on this. It's actually insane what your roster looks like if you successfully perform this in this format. Remember, I only need to start 2 running backs. Your guess, your goal, you just know that everyone's going to reach on these running backs. Everyone's going to try to load up on the running backs, which they should, which I've given that advice for. So I have to do something different. Now, if you're drafting in the top 5 and you get one of these great running backs, okay. If Allen Robinson falls to me, I'm going to freak out because that's a good pick. I liked Godwin too. He was my second pick. So right now I'm looking at Allen Robinson, number 1. Yeah, I really want Allen Robinson. I like Mike Evans too. I think people are sleeping on him. But Allen Robinson, I mean, he's just locked and loaded for a top 12 season. You know he's going to be, we're going to look at the wide receiver rankings and he's just going to be number 12, number 10 at the end of the year. I mean, he does it every single year if he's healthy. BJ going 0 RBs. I think he's going to take Clyde here though. I think he's going to chicken out of this 0 RB. Should not have shared my strategy with BJ. He's starting to panic. He might pick Montgomery too. I know he likes Montgomery. I definitely should have made the pick better. Woo! Volatile. Damn, I thought he was going to be there on the turn. That sucked. Oh, just hand deliver me Allen Robinson as my wide receiver 3. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Still not reaching for that receiver. That does not help me because I love Kyler. I think he's great. Kyler Murray's great. Sorry, I was reading what they were typing. People's having some issues refreshing and shit. But Kyler Murray's awesome. And if you had DeAndre Hopkins, I'd say go for it. But remember, it's all about those stacks. We want stacks. And with a volatile format where I'm going to have 3 QBs at the end of the draft, hopefully, 3 decent QBs, you don't have to reach for one of these guys. I'm going to get someone in the 7th. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, someone like that. Be fun. Yeah, I thought for sure Adam was going to take Joe Mixon over Darren Waller. So I don't feel as bad about my Travis Kelce pick. I'm second. Usually he's a first-round pick because I'm not taking Waller and Kittle in the second round. I'm not taking Kelce in the first. If he falls to me in the second, I'm taking him. I'm not taking Waller in the second. If he falls to me in the third, I'll take him. And I'm not taking Kittle in the third. If he falls to me in the fourth, I'll take him. I think they're all going one round above where I'd actually take them. So no unstacking. We're reaching on these QBs when you don't have the best weapon. T-Scar's going 0 receiver. Why did I share my strategy with BJ? Julio's sitting there staring at me in the eyes. I like him. I like Cooper Kupp. I like Robert Woods. Deonte. If I can lead these next 2 rounds with Cooper Kupp's going to be gone. I like him though. I'm definitely going to. Deonte is going to be one of my picks. And then I might see what the QB situation is. Everyone's still there that I want. Still don't need to reach for that. The scary part about this part of the draft is I think it's going to go wide receiver and right here. I think it's going to start going wide receiver again, and then I think we're going to get a big run of QBs. When that happens, I don't want to miss out on one of these guys. Then I do think there is a pretty big tier drop. I'd say Dak's the only tier 1 QB left in here. I don't have any exposure to the Cowboys, so I don't really want him. I like Russell Wilson, but there's rumors going around that they're getting back to that ground and pound, taking the ball out of his hands a lot more. So he's not going to be as productive as usual just because the volume of the offense, pass offense, is not going to be as high. So I'm not reaching for that. So Aaron Rodgers coming off the MVP season. I have Devontae. That's my target. Do I gamble, go receiver here and try to get him at 7-8? That's kind of where I'm sitting in my head. I loved Cooper Kupp. I don't love DJ Moore. I think he's overrated. There you go. He made a pick. Getting nervous that this app wasn't working for him. Doo, doo, doo. This is a full PPR, by the way. So it makes receivers a little bit better. So I'm probably going to go, ideally, Robert Woods than Deonte Johnson. I think Robert Woods is the standard 15 catches, sometimes 15 catches for 90 yards. He's not a deep threat, but he does have that ability just to be a catch monster. Same with Deonte. They get the targets. So I'll probably go, ideally, Woods, Deonte. We'll see where it goes from there. What other receivers? This is the time where I would actually start targeting Brandon Ayuk. BJ sniped me. Must be watching my videos. Oh no, Pearson, asshole. Probably targeting Deonte here then. Deonte in the fifth, pretty good value. Take a look right here though. There's no one I love. Who the hell knows what his role is in the offense? They say he's going to be the workhorse. What can they say? Pick Metcalf over Hopkins. Ooh. So I'm up DJ Moore or Deonte. And if I pick DJ Moore, will Deonte still be there? It's kind of where I'm at in my head. I just don't like DJ Moore. Gosh! Help me. What do they like DJ Moore? I guess he did have 1,300 yards last year. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Just because I think there's still a small chance that Deonte falls back to me. And if that happens, I'm fine. With Deonte and my wide receiver 5, I'm sitting pretty. I like DJ Moore a lot more in best ball because he is that deep threat home run hitters. He does have bad weeks though, and I think he is very overrated within the fantasy football community. He's very volatile. He'll have 1 week where he has 1 catch for 20 yards, and then another game where he has 5 catches for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is okay in best ball because he doesn't have to be in your lineup the whole time. My goal is for Deonte to fall back to me. If BJ snipes me again, we'll hunt him down and take his kneecaps. Just kidding. But I do want Deonte to fall back to me. Yep, he's getting scared. My man's getting scared. Not a true RB0 strategy back there. He got four good receivers, though. He's locked and loaded. Jamar Chase off the board. The rookie. A little early for me. Who knows? He could be great, but I think there's safer options right there. I mean, Lockett, Thielen, Galladay, Deonte Johnson, all proven already. Hey, we're chasing upside. And I'll say I like T. Higgins more than Jamar Chase on his own team. I think T. Higgins is the wide receiver 1. The dude looks like a mini Megatron. Javonte Williams. Damn, my friend. It is kind of crazy that Henderson hasn't been off the board. But here's what we're going to run into. No one else really needs running backs besides Andy. So there's not going to be a lot of running backs come off the board. So I'm loaded at the position they need, and then there's going to be decent running backs fall to me. This really couldn't have gone better so far. As long as he doesn't snipe me with Deonte, I'm feeling really good about this. I know he's hovering over Deonte. I just have a feeling he's hovering over Deonte. Thank gosh. That Deonte Johnson, baby. We got picked fast. Deonte Johnson, 10 targets a game. 10 targets a game. If his touchdown percentage goes up just a little bit, you're talking about a top 10 value. That's great value on Henderson. True. Potential workhorse running back. Problem is, every time he gets a high workload, he gets hurt. Will that trend continue, or will he actually have a successful season injury-free? Only time will tell. Here we are, right here. Look at this. Look at this start. I mean, it's crazy. That's truly better than most of my mock drafts. No joke. I'm going to end this with like maybe Claypool or T. Higgins. It's going to be stacked. Coverly's going heavy RB, which is a good strategy in especially redraft leagues. I think we are overlooking the format of this league, just the roster construction with the 3 flexes. Research shows that when you start digging in after the first 2 rounds, the rounds 3 to 6, when you start comparing points per game basis between receivers and running backs during that, we call the running back dead zone. Receivers score more on a points per game basis than running backs do. So that's the rounds that you kind of want to avoid reaching on these guys. The Miles Sanders of the world, the Carsons of the world, all sound good on paper. All have that workhorse ability. David Montgomery top 4 finish last year after Cohen went down. But the issue is a lot of things have to go right for them to get there. When you have people like Amari Cooper in the fourth round, or CeeDee Lamb in the end of the 4th round, or Godwin, who's just safer options in redraft. Those first 3 or 4 picks, you want to take the sure things. You don't want to reach. No reaches. Get your safe and then start picking for upside after that. And next thing you know, you're locked and loaded to a safe team from rounds 1 through 4, rounds 1 through 5. And then you just have these extremely volatile players after that if they hit, then you're sitting pretty for the season. Safe, then volatile. Safe, then volatile. Unfortunately, these running backs, other than I'm looking up here, Gibson and Mixon, those are complete steals in the 3rd round. Other than, I'd say that's the cutoff. After that, I think we're starting to reach a little bit on volatility. We don't know what J.K. Dobbins' role is going to be. They still have Gus Edwards, who honestly is a great running back. He's just not going to stop producing. You have DeAndre Swift in a bad offense. Will he get touches? Yes. They have a running back. Jamal Williams there too is a good running back. They paid him a lot of money. He's going to have a role. You have Clyde, who's in a great offense. He should produce. He's not a very big stature person. Can he get the goal line carries? Can he produce touchdowns? So it's scary. Carson has an injury history. Travis Etienne's a rookie. David Montgomery had a heck of a season last year, but his backup 3rd down back had to get hurt for him to get there. Miles Sanders, we don't know what his role is. He's taking the first team snaps there, but information out of camp saying they're going to a full-on committee. Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake's in town, so he's going to be on a full-on committee. Javonte Williams is a rookie. Who knows when he's going to take over? That could be like week 7 or 8. And Henderson, they say he's going to get the workload, but every time he starts getting a lot more touches, he gets hurt. His body breaks down. So all those guys have question marks. So why reach for someone like that in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round when you have Chris Godwin staring at you in the eyes, Terry McLaurin staring at you in the eyes, Adam Thielen even staring at you in the eyes? Take the safe options. They're going to score you points, especially in these 3 flex positions. They're going to probably score you more points. And then load up on just boomer bust picks with the running backs in the rounds 8 through 11. All you need is 2 to hit. Who cares if they score 8, 11 points? You have all these receivers, a great tight end that's going to carry you to the promised land. This draft could be going better so far. All right. Not touching. I don't even think he's a starter anymore, unfortunately. Goal right here. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers. Think I've waited enough. I think Coberly might take Herbert. It's going a little slower than I thought it would. Let's go, Pearson. Hold us up, dude. This was like a Herbert play. Looks like a Herbert play. Dang. He's not reaching. So, I'm going to get Rodgers here. Unless there's crazy receiver value. Tempting. I'm going to get one. I mean, one of these guys will be there next go through. I'm not too worried about it. I might actually snag Mike Davis here. No joke. BJ doesn't take him. I might snag Mike Davis. Gives me a running back that I think is going to have at least a decent workload. I mean, in the 8th round, I successfully did the 0 RB strategy. Yep, there's Herbert. He was definitely taking whoever I didn't take. Leave old Mike Davis for me, guys. I mean, the 8th round for Mike Davis is incredible. The dude's locked and loaded for a lot of picks or a lot of touches. There's just nobody else there. Would I reach for him in the 5th? Obviously not. But in the 8th round, are you kidding me? His ADP 68, so it's getting taken in the 6th round usually. Getting a 2-round discount on him. Love Corey Davis's value this year. I actually am going to have a video on Corey Davis tomorrow. as a must-have receiver. His value is just too good to that offense. I think they're going to be down a lot during their games. So they're going to have to throw the ball to kind of catch up. And I think he's going to be the recipient of a lot of just garbage time volume. Ooh, yes. Come on, baby. Pass him up. Pass him up. Pass up Mike Davis. Land him on my roster. Whew. This ADP hasn't caught up to the news about Gaskin yet. Gaskin's not even the starting running back on his roster. At least they didn't play him like he was in the first preseason game. Could they just be seeing how he does, or how what the hell's his name, Malcolm Brown does with the first team? Yeah, but usually teams kind of know their depth chart, and whoever's out there with the starters the first preseason game is usually the starter. So Malcolm Brown played the majority of the snaps. I'll take my first running back here in round 8. Mostert, one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Injury. Big time injury risk, unfortunately. If I can land. Did DJ Chark go off the board? Did I miss that? Oh, I did right there. We're sitting at right now. Take this all day, baby. Tom Brady still on the board? I was going to say, Juju's still there. That's pretty tempting in the 8th round. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Robbie Anderson, I like him. I'll probably, if I get Robbie Anderson, I'll probably have to try to snag Sam Darnold too. Because then I'll have both the receivers. I think their passing offense is actually be pretty good. Tyler Boyd staring at me. Antonio Brown staring at me. I am going to land one way or another. I am going to try to snag Corey Davis. My goal is potentially even Michael Thomas. If he drops to me here in the 9th round, I mean, he's going to be back. Michael Thomas and then like a Corey Davis pick and a best ball. Take that all day, baby. Whoa. Very volatile offense right now. Probably going to film for a couple more rounds. Probably turn the film off and finish it off. I will show the finished product though. This is a hell of a start. I'm not going to show you all the bench picks. I'll show you till round 10, show you my team, sign off, because I don't want this video being about, an hour long. I don't want that. You don't want to sit through an hour. Hawkinson in the 7th, pretty crazy. I really like Ronald Jones in best ball for some reason. Super volatile. But I'm cool with drafting a bunch of rookies, to be honest with you. Give me the Trace Herman shares. Give me the Michael Carter shares. Hell, give me Kenyon Drake shares. He's going to have good weeks. Give me the Naheem Hines shares. Give me the J.D. McKissick shares. Someone's going to pop off each week. Don't overthink it. If Michael Thomas falls to me, I'm taking him here. There's no reason for him to still be on the board. It's the 9th round. He says he's ahead of schedule on his rehab. I mean, he could be back by week 2, week 3. Someone else has to be thinking like that, though. In these 10-team leagues, though, everyone's team looks stacked. So you have to do something different to kind of separate yourself from the others. That's why I think zero RB strategies are good in 10-team leagues. 12-man leagues, with the scarcity of the running back position, I think going RB, even 3 RBs, if you can get something like what Greg and Scarberry got. We can get Mixon in the 3rd and Gibson in the 3rd. That's a pretty crazy start. That's a positional advantage no one else is going to have, especially in a 12-man league. But most likely that's not going to happen in a 12-man league. Keep letting them fall. Keep passing them. Sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. I think everyone's going to pass on him. Personally, I do. Yeah, I mean, they're looking right over him. 2 more picks and he's mine. Give him to me. I just don't need him to do anything. My team's built for someone like Michael Thomas. J-Bar's going to take probably a receiver. Ooh. Hell, hook me up. Greg texted me on the side. Oh, you son of a gun. I wanted Corey Davis bad there. Gosh darn it. Oh, that pisses me off. I was pumped, man. I was real pumped. I wanted Corey Davis so bad there. Give me Trey Sermon. Don't take Trey Sermon. You son of a gun. Sniped again. F these guys, man. Alright, so let's look at my team. So I'm going to load up on backup running backs. I'm going to load up on more receivers, obviously. But this is kind of the start. Love it. Perfect draft. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about the start of this 0 RB draft. This is a true RB0 draft where we're not picking receiver, and 3 running backs in the dead running back zone. We are locking in our wide receiver spots and our flex spots, letting them be the anchor of our team, and then we'll fill out accordingly. Let me know what you guys think. If any of my advice helped you, if you took anything away from this video, please hit that like button. Helps the channel grow. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all have a great day. I will show a finished product of my team at the end. Peace.